What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Paddock, and today I'm going to answer some questions that I'm asked on a regular basis. This is my first Q&A video, and I think it's going to become an ongoing series on my YouTube channel. So if you have any questions for me, leave it in a comment below, and I'll answer it in a future video. The question could be anything about the saxophone, techniques, or even things about my personal life. So to start off, I'm going to answer the question that I'm asked more often than anything else on YouTube and Instagram, and that is, what is my saxophone setup? So the saxophone that I play is a Mauriat 67 RX Influence. I started playing this saxophone about 5 years ago, and I absolutely love it. I already did a video on what I like about the saxophone, so if you're interested in finding out more about it, I would suggest checking that video out. But I play the 67 RX Influence from Mauriat. I started playing it in 2013, and I absolutely love this horn. The mouthpiece that I play is a Barkley Brazil Kustom Pop 7 Blue. It is a small chamber, high baffle mouthpiece with a 0.8 tip opening, and this thing is a cannon. I absolutely love the sound of this mouthpiece. It was sent to me by Junior Barkley about 2 years ago. Prior to that, I had a custom Meyer 5 that was done by Bob Ackerman that I've been playing on for several years, about 15 years. And then Junior Barkley hit me up on Instagram and asked me if he could send me a mouthpiece. I told him I've been playing the same mouthpiece forever and probably would not be changing, but he sent it to me. I put this thing on, and after a week, I couldn't go back to my old one. So this is the mouthpiece that I play. Here's a little closer look. Besides playing great, it also looks pretty cool. You can see the high baffle right there. When I describe this mouthpiece, I always describe it as a laser beam shot through a cannon. So it's got a huge focus sound. My reed, what kind of reeds do I play? I play a Legere, let me do it the right way. I play a Legere Signature 2.25, also known as 2 1/4. I switched to these about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. The switch from cane reeds to synthetic reeds was not an easy switch for me. I'd been playing Rico Jazz Select No. 3 soft filed, the longest name for a reed ever. And when they became D'Addario or D'Addario or however you say that, the quality changed and it just drove me insane. I couldn't find reeds that I liked, so I was determined to find a synthetic reed. So all my friends were playing, not all of them, but a lot of my friends were playing these Legere Signatures. So I committed to playing the Legere Signature for about 3 or 4 weeks, and at the end of it, I really, really liked it. It took me a minute to figure out how to get the air through it, but once I did, I absolutely loved them. They last about 3 or 4 months. For my students, they last about 5 to 6 months, and they're all very consistent. So I usually have 3 or 4 reeds going at the same time because there is a little bit of a break-in period. They get a little bit softer after you play on them for a while. And I prefer that, actually. When I put it on, it's a little bit hard for me, but after a week or so of playing, it's right at the exact strength that I want it, and it stays there for a couple months, especially when I'm rotating a couple reeds. And the newest addition to my saxophone family is the BG Duo Silver Ligature. I just started playing this one a little over a year ago, and I really love this mouthpiece. It's got these ridges here on the bottom that hold the reed, and it's on the side also, so you get maximum vibration with still a really firm fit, really snug fit of the reed on the ligature. They come in different metals. They come in gold, rose gold, silver, maybe something else. I tried them all, and the silver for me had the best projection and just loved the way it played on my saxophone. Prior to that, I played a Rico H, which was a pretty good ligature, but they would break on me. They're pretty thin on the sides. And once I put this thing on, it just was fantastic. It fit my gear really, really well. So that's my setup. Even though all my gear is fairly recent, my saxophone I got in 2013, and reed, mouthpiece, and ligature are all within the last 2 years or so, I'm not a big equipment guy. I usually find what I like and I play it into the ground, which is how I actually ended up with this saxophone. I had a Yamaha Kustom that I played for about 15 years and just ran it into the ground where it would not stay in adjustment anymore, so I was forced to get a new saxophone. It took me about a year to find something. I found several that I kind of liked, but I couldn't find anything I loved, and then I picked up this Mauriat 67 RX Influence, and I loved it from the second I played it. I took it home with me that day. and I was an endorsed artist with them a week later. I'm also endorsed with my Mouthpiece, my reed, and my ligature. But that's my gear. I love my setup. It works perfect for me. It lets me get a gigantic, fat, in-your-face, aggressive sound, but I can also dial it back and play soft and sexy. I can do pretty much anything on this setup except for play classical. Classical is not even an option with, especially the reed Mouthpiece setup that I have. But everything else sounds great, and I almost never play classical except when I'm teaching saxophone lessons. Okay, the next question I get on a pretty regular basis: where do I live? I live in Baltimore, Maryland, which is in the United States, and it is about an hour north of Washington, D.C., and about 3 hours south of New York City. Baltimore is a great area to be a professional musician because there are tons of big cities and small cities close by, so there's a whole bunch of gigs, which is great when you're a professional musician. And the silliest question that I get all the time is, why do I wear a beanie in a lot of my videos? Is that part of my look? No, a beanie isn't necessarily part of my look, although I do wear it some. But the reason I wear a beanie in a lot of my videos is because I do my videos in the morning, usually before I take a shower, because I'm a musician. I work at night, so I usually don't shower until 3 or 4 o'clock when I'm going out to a gig or to teach lessons or whatever. So in the morning, my hair looks like this, which is a little crazy. So I put on a beanie to kind of tame it down. So that is why I usually wear a beanie. Now, I don't wear a regular hat because if I do, it creates this crazy shadow on my face with the bill of the hat. So I learned that the hard way after I did like a 20-minute video and saw that you couldn't see this part of my face. So you will see me, if you see me wearing a beanie in my video, it's because I have not showered yet that day. Thanks for checking out my first Q&A video. This one is Q&A video 1, and each one is going to have a main topic. The main topic for this one, obviously, is my saxophone gear. The next one, I think, is going to be my recording setup. I'm asked about how I record videos all the time, so I'm going to go in depth into that. If you'd like some other questions answered in that video or any other video, please leave me a comment below. Thanks again for checking out my videos. I really appreciate it.